share, subscribe.
The question 1. When a school bus is stopped off the road without flashing lights, you should 1. Stop until the bus moves on, regardless of which side of the road you're on. 2. Stop until the bus driver signals for you to go. 3. Stop only if you're on the same side of the road as the bus. 4. Use caution as you pass the bus, since you're not required to stop. The correct answer is 4. You must stop for a school bus that is stopped with its red lights flashing, whether it is on your side of the road, the opposite side of the road, or at an intersection you are approaching. If a bus is stopped without its lights flashing or its stop arm extended, drivers may pass with caution. The question 2. Look over your shoulder to check your blind spot when 1. Pulling toward or away from a curb. 2. Turning left or right. 3. Changing lanes. 4. All of the above. The correct answer is 4. Look over your shoulder to check your blind spot every time you want to change your vehicle's position. If you are turning, changing lanes, or pulling toward or away from a curb, you should check your blind spots. The question 3. When approaching an uncontrolled intersection, a driver should 1. Maintain their speed and proceed. 2. Stop at the intersection, check in all directions, and proceed. 3. Yield to all other drivers. 4. Be prepared to yield. The correct answer is 4. At an intersection where there is no stop sign or traffic signal, you should yield to a vehicle approaching the intersection from the right. However, always be prepared to yield to avoid a crash. Do this by taking your foot off the accelerator, covering the brake, and looking left, right, and left again. The question 4. You notice a vehicle defect which may affect the safe operation of your vehicle. You should 1. Correct the defect as soon as possible. 2. Correct the defect when you can afford it. 3. Drive the vehicle at slower speeds. 4. Drive normally. The correct answer is 1. Any defect that may affect the safe operation of a vehicle should be corrected as soon as possible. Defects should be corrected before the vehicle is driven. The question 5. What should you be most concerned about when you see this sign? 1. Driving with your headlights out of alignment because one side of your car is higher than the other. 2. Damaging a tire from drifting onto the shoulder. 3. Hydroplaning, if the shoulder has water on it. 4. Losing control of the vehicle if you drift onto the shoulder. The correct answer is 4. This sign indicates that the shoulder is lower than the road in the area ahead. If you drift off of the roadway and one wheel drops onto a low shoulder, do not slam on the brakes or steer sharply to try to get back onto the roadway. This could easily cause you to lose control of your vehicle. The question 6. The most important thing to remember about speed management and curves is that you must 1. Drive at the posted speed limit as you enter the curve, then slow down at the sharpest part of the curve. 2. Slow down before you enter the curve. 3. Accelerate gently before you enter the curve. 4. Drive at the posted speed limit before, throughout, and after the curve. The correct answer is 2. The most important thing to remember about driving in curves is that your vehicle's inertia may make it difficult to turn. To maintain control, it is essential that you slow down before entering the curve. The question 7. When exiting a highway, you should slow down. 1. On the main road, just before the exit lane, 2. Once you see a toll booth. 3. Once you have moved into the exit lane. 4. When you first see the exit sign. The correct answer is 3. When exiting a highway, you should get into the exit lane well in advance. Do not begin to slow down until after you have moved into the exit lane. The question 8. This sign means 1. Slippery when wet. 2. Watch for drunk drivers. 3. Dangerous curve ahead. 4. Bump in the road ahead. The correct answer is 1. Warning signs are usually diamond-shaped with black markings on a yellow background. They lure drivers to upcoming hazards. This sign warns drivers to be extra careful when the pavement is wet because the road may become slippery, making vehicles more difficult to control. The question 9. When driving on a road with 2 lanes traveling in opposite directions. 1. You may drive in either lane. 2. Use the lane with the least traffic. 3. Use the right lane, except when you're legally passing another vehicle. 4. You may use the left lane if you're going to turn left. The correct answer is 3. On a road with 2 lanes traveling in opposite directions, you must drive on the right side of the road, except when you are legally passing another vehicle. The question 10. When you see this sign, you must 1. Stop completely and check for pedestrians and cross traffic. 2. Slow down without coming to a complete stop. 3. Stop completely and wait for a green light. 4. Slow down and check for traffic. The correct answer is 1. Any 8-sided sign is a stop sign. At an intersection with a stop sign, you must stop completely and check for pedestrians and cross traffic in the intersection. Wait for the intersection to clear before proceeding. The question 11. When meeting a car with blinding headlights, you should 1. Use your bright lights until the other vehicle dims theirs. 2. Flash your lights on and off to warn the other driver. 3. Dim your lights and then speed up to pass quickly. 4. Look toward the right side of the road. The correct answer is 4. If a vehicle comes toward you with its high beams on, look away from the headlights and toward the right side of the road until the car has passed. This will keep you from being blinded. The question 12. 2 solid white lines painted across a traffic lane show the boundaries of a crosswalk. As a driver, you should know that 1. Motor vehicles have the right-of-way over pedestrians in crosswalks. 2. When pedestrians are in crosswalks, they should be given the right-of-way. 3. No one has the right-of-way in a crosswalk. 4. Pedestrians are responsible to stay out of the way of all traffic. The correct answer is 2. Crosswalk lines show pedestrians where to safely cross a road or street. Crosswalks may be marked by horizontal lines, vertical lines, or a combination of the two. You must always stop for pedestrians who are in a crosswalk. The question 13. When there are no signs or lane markings to control turning, you should 1. Stop before turning. 2. Turn from the lane that is closest to your desired direction. 3. Turn from the center lane. 4. Turn from any of the lanes. The correct answer is 2. Any turn should be made from the lane that is closest to the direction you want to travel and into the lane closest to your original lane. The question 14. A stop sign is shaped like a N. 1. Rectangle. 2. Square. 3. Circle. 4. Octagon. The correct answer is 4. An octagonal shape is used only for stop signs. All 8-sided signs tell drivers to come to a complete stop before proceeding. The question 15. At an intersection with a roundabout island, traffic circle. 1. Enter at any time, whether or not there are other vehicles or pedestrians present. 2. Stop in the intersection to yield to traffic entering on the right. 3. Always drive around the circle to the right. 4. You can drive to the left. The correct answer is 3. Inside a roundabout, you must always drive around the circle to the right. When entering a roundabout, you must yield to traffic that is already in the circle, as well as to pedestrians and bicyclists who are crossing the road. The question 16. This sign means: 1. A divided highway ends. 2. A one-way street begins. 3. A one-way street ends. 4. A divided highway begins. The correct answer is 4. This sign indicates that the road ahead becomes a divided highway. Keep to the right of the divider or median. The question 17. This road sign means: 1. Intersection ahead. 2. Steep grade ahead. 3. Winding road. 4. Merging traffic. The correct answer is 2. This sign indicates that a steep downhill grade is ahead. The question 18. You are driving on the roadway and hear a siren behind you. You should: 1. Stop where you are. 2. Pull over to the right and stop. 3. Speed up to get out of the way. 4. Slow down. The correct answer is 2. When you hear the siren or see the flashing lights of an emergency vehicle coming from behind your vehicle, you must create a clear path for the emergency vehicle and stop. Reduce your speed and safely pull over to the side of the road. If the emergency vehicle is directly behind your vehicle when you are in heavy traffic, keep moving slowly until you can get out of its way. The question 19. The best way to deal with tailgaters is to: 1. Speed up to increase the distance between you and the tailgater. 2. Slam on your brakes to get the other driver to back off. 3. Change lanes or gradually slow down to encourage them to pass. 4. Ignore them. The correct answer is 3. Check the traffic behind you several times a minute to know if another driver is tailgating, approaching too fast, or trying to pass. If another car is following you too closely, slow down and let it pass. Most rear-end collisions are caused by vehicles following too closely. The question 20. If involved in an accident, a driver should: 1. Stop their vehicle at or near the scene. 2. Not stand or walk in traffic lanes. 3. Turn off the ignitions of wrecked vehicles. 4. All of the above. The correct answer is 4. If you are involved in an accident, you must stop at or near the scene. Move your vehicle out of the way of traffic, if possible. Do not stand or walk in traffic lanes as you could be struck by another vehicle. Turn off the ignitions of wrecked vehicles. The question 21. If a crossing guard is directing traffic in a school zone, you must: 1. Follow the directions given by the crossing guard. 2. Copy what surrounding traffic is doing, despite the crossing guard's instructions. 3. Assume the guard is not supposed to be directing traffic. 4. Follow rules that would be in place if no children were present. The correct answer is 1. Be prepared to reduce your speed and use caution when directed to do so by a sign, crossing guard, or law enforcement officer. Always drive with extra caution in a school zone. The question 22. After a collision, you should 1. Stop your vehicle at or near the collision site. If you can move your vehicle, get it off the road. 2. Stand or walk in traffic lanes to wait for help to arrive. 3. Try to remove power lines, if there are power lines down with wires in the road. 4. Move the injured, even if they're not in a burning vehicle or in immediate danger. The correct answer is 1. Following a collision that only damages a vehicle or other property, move the vehicle off the roadway to a suitable location as soon as it is possible to do so. For all other collisions, you must stop your vehicle at or near the collision site. The question 23. Don't park within 1. 10 feet of a fire hydrant. 2. 15 feet of a fire hydrant. 3. 20 feet of a fire hydrant. 4. 30 feet of a fire hydrant. The correct answer is 2. It is prohibited to park within 15 feet of a fire hydrant. The question 24. If you are stopped by a police officer, you should 1. Unbuckle your seatbelt and lower your window. 2. Get your paperwork ready before the officer reaches your car. 3. Stay in your vehicle with your hands on the steering wheel and wait for the officer to approach you. 4. Get out of your car and walk toward the patrol car. The correct answer is 3. If you are stopped by the police, keep your hands on the wheel and ask any passengers to keep their hands in view as well. You should remain in the vehicle unless the police officer asks you to get out. Wait until the officer asks you to retrieve your driver license, registration, and insurance cards. The question 25. When you are in a line of traffic that is crossing a railroad track that has no signals or gates. 1. You have the right of way and do not need to check for trains. 2. You may pass slower drivers while crossing the track. 3. You need to make sure there is space for your vehicle to get all the way across the tracks without stopping. 4. All of the above. The correct answer is 3. If you are following another vehicle at a railroad crossing, check to make sure you have enough room to get all the way across before you drive onto the tracks. You should never try to pass another vehicle as you approach or cross a railroad crossing. Always check for trains before crossing any railroad tracks.